Hello, welcome back to Boonhae Hosinsul Self ITF Patterns. We're on Won-Hyo, part 7. It's a long one. We're going to look at the guarding block, or the ready guarding block on this side. It's your right leg as you finish. So in the beginning of the pattern, you use your left leg, and we went over that earlier. I think it was either number 3 or number 4. But now we're going to move off of the weapon where we were at last time. I'm probably going to have a weapon at least every pattern now that we're into the intermediate ranks. We're also, the first time, we're going to be using an actual kick where somebody's kicking you. Typical, if we're talking about either street self-defense or even someone who knows just a little bit of something, it's instead of something being heavy, like a big heavy swing, typically a person will try to kick you in the groin or front snap to try and create distance. It's a rarity that somebody's going to use a side kick, or if they watch MMA or anything like that, they might even use a roundhouse or a leg kick, just because it's something that they've seen work. But if I want to create distance on an opponent, a front snap is a good way to create and maintain distance. But it also sets you up to get your leg grabbed or taken away, or even swept in this case. So we had just finished our scooping block, front snap, side, straight punch, and then we moved off of that. Palm, remember to go practice both sides of the stick, whether it's a stick, a pipe, or whatever. We're using it to cover ourselves up as we move in, cover this up, move across, and try to take away the weapon. Ready guarding block, okay, for our ready stance. As we move up, we're coming in. So when I'm on this line here, we're going to move our right leg forward, drop into our position. So as I come up, here, okay? So our foot is at an angle, and our knee is in the area that we're going to kick, okay? When we're talking about our pattern. Front snap is what we're gonna base this on. So as I said, if it's like a self-defense situation, let's say I don't like the distance, I go boom and I kick, create distance like that, or even the opponent does the same thing. So if sometimes when somebody throws it, they'll do this big pressing kick this way, which utilizes the hips and typically has a lot of push and power behind it, but it's also, you can see it. Like if I wind up you can see the hips driving forward. If you can see that, then you should be able to prep to be able to move off that straight line. So Megan's going to throw front snap kick, and I want to come off the line. I want to move my hips off the line, and I'm going to scoop. As I scoop, I'm also covering this side, just in case it's following with another hand, okay? A lot of times you'll see this is another way that we're protecting ourselves against like a baseball bat moving in. It's kind of the same way. I'm not assuming that Megan is throwing low, middle, or high. I just want to get off the line and defend myself. So when Megan throws the kick, I'm moving off the line here, okay? So again, move, boom, I'm clearing, and now I catch the leg. This is going to hold the leg, this one is going to go to the shoulder, okay? Most typical you see is back this way, that's fine, okay? I can hook the leg, osotogari, sweep, boom. It's a little bit different when it's a one-legged kick, but it's still the same type of motion, still one-legged sweep. So here we're gonna set up our guarding block. So I'm looking to hit or hold my foot on this leg, okay? Moving off, going to the shoulder, grabbing the hair, grabbing the neck, hooking whatever I can. I like the neck because I'm not trying to rip Megan's shirt. I grab the neck. As I come in, I'm hooking the leg, okay? The way you want to practice this with your partner is gently, but at the same time, a little bit sturdy. So I'm gonna slap. I want to slap the side of the leg, okay? Now from here, the only thing you have to do is lift and carry, and you're gonna follow down. When I set it up, I'm moving, controlling, and like I said, I like the neck. Some people I tell to grab the shoulder. I would prefer the shoulder if I can, because I don't care about Megan's clothing. So, well, I do, but somebody else doesn't, right? So if I'm grabbing something tight, collar or whatever, grab something that's stable, okay? Now when you look for the foot, big scooping motion, slap. Most of the time you're gonna get the calf. Okay, I'm looking to slap the foot. The same way that we're guarding this way is the same way I'm trying to crease the leg. I'm not trying to come up that high to where I'm hitting the back of Megan's thigh, excuse me. I'm trying to hit the back of her leg. I'm trying to hit the back of the calf, the side of the knee, without actually damaging her knee, obviously, but if it's somebody else, who cares? Okay, as I move off the line this way, hit, pick up, and sweep the back this way, okay? Search for it. Make a big, wide sweep. You're gonna hit, the bigger the sweep, the easier it's gonna be to connect. It's harder if you're connecting with the toes, because you can risk slipping off. So try to find it. Reap the leg. Big reaping motion. Okay, again, clearing the section. As I come in, I'm already got my person off balance. That's the main thing. When I do it for real, I'm looking to go and drop the person quick. So that's the same motion we're looking for as this. Same motion. It doesn't have to be some like giant move. If I have control and grips, I can lift her leg up higher, sweep it out, especially if they're less flexible. But all you have to do is just pick the leg up where it's past their center line, and then hold it in place, and they're gonna go to the ground. Okay, it's just simple body mechanics. They have nowhere else to go. They can't place their foot somewhere else. So Megan's gonna do it to me a few times, and we're gonna go back over it again. So the more you crank the leg up, the easier it's going to be for that person to kind of almost go on their tiptoes, and then they're going to fall backwards. So if you're practicing, make sure you know how to fall backwards correctly. So if it's a simple fall, and I have Megan's leg, and I'm just trying to show the, like I'm not trying to throw my opponent back too far, I'm just trying to lift, you can fall back pretty gently in the sense of you're kind of just going back, butt, hands, back, so on. If I know that I'm getting lifted high and I'm going to get dropped, you have to make sure that your landing square is slapping the mat as much as you can. It doesn't matter if it's tar, it doesn't matter if it's cement or whatever. If you land flat and square on your back, okay, it's over. If you land square back on your neck or your head, it's over. Okay, you're gonna get knocked out, you're gonna get injured, or the breath is going to be taken out of you. So you have to make sure that you're landing correctly. Something else has to take the impact. I used to hear all the time about, well, you're gonna damage your hands, you can't stand up and fight. Well, you just have to stand up first. So deal with that how you need to, but you have to get up first, and you have to be able to get up. And if you can't get up, it's over anyway. So make sure you practice falling correctly. Okay? So the next one is based on the same motion. Remember to try and practice both sides. This one is not the same as a pull-up and drop motion. This one I'm kind of gonna move my body as I catch the leg, okay? So this one I would typically use more realistically, because if the person's on their back, and as the person goes back, boom, they could still attack with either kick here, she could come up with her knee, boom, and still kind of defend off in some way. But if the person, as I sweep, is going forward, downward, as I move them down, they have to catch themselves with their hands and feet. This allows me to A, get away, B, possibly put their face into the ground, depending on if they knew it was coming or not. So this one I'm going to show. So as the person kicks, it's the same motion. As I catch, like I said, this is the reason why I like to grab the neck. I grab the neck and hold. I'm looking to catch the same leg, but now I'm going to turn my body towards the motion this way. Okay? So I'm cutting them across into the ground. Again, I'm still being gentle, but when you do it for real, and I get to this point, I'm not carrying Megan to a destination like that. Okay? That's being helpful, doing it the right way without hurting her. Okay? When I catch it for real and I get to this position, I'm focusing just on her head going to the mat. Almost like I'm gonna turn her over this way. Okay? That should be the feeling. When I have the leg caught, it's not, if you're pulling the person down, good. Okay, that's okay, you can still work that. But as I'm turning, I'm looking to turn the person over with that dump, this way. So the leg will go high, and the head will go low. And then it's just a cranking motion. Okay, so whether it's this or you're thinking about from that position here coming up to this. Okay, if I'm bringing my leg in and my hands down, that could represent the same drop motion to the other side. So it doesn't matter if it's forward drop motion, where I'm pressing down and forward, or if I'm going side drop motion. These two pieces need to come together at the same time. When you're doing it fast and for real, when you're hitting this foot out from underneath, you also want to lift the leg, and you also want to push the head, or the shoulder, or the neck, or whatever you're using to push and create distance, push that person away. The last thing that I want to go over is kind of representing the kick. And that is really just how you're going to land when you put your foot down. So when you're squaring up with your ready guarding block, extend the kick, this is how I want to land on the ground. So if I'm going the one that I had Megan do, so I'm just going to show it real quick. As I go this way and I catch, as I pop my foot and I drive forward, I'm looking to catch my foot on a side position this way. Palm, palm. That's the representation of the kick. But this is how I'm stabilizing my body. This is that representation of the kick. When I go palm and then I land, this is the stabilizer. It's the same way. Well, a lot of times when we try to sweep the foot, and we put our foot down, we're facing forward or something like that. If we can go correctly, we're pulling that foot up and we land sideways and we're stable, it's going to be easier for us to get away. The legs aren't going to be caught up underneath each other. If I'm facing forward like this, my groin is exposed. If I'm sideways and the leg is still facing this way, I have a chance to now push away and get away. So try to visualize how you would look on that kick as well. As soon as you go guarding block and then you set your kick up, boom, it's the same way you're going to land. Palm, 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 land. It's the same, okay? So, thank you for joining us on this one. This is Boonhae Hosinsul number 7, okay, on Won-Hyo. Next we'll probably be finishing up Won-Hyo, hopefully, I think I said that in the last one too, with both guarding blocks on that side, or at least one explanation for a guarding block, but we'll see when we get there, okay? Go train.